It doesn't. We all die.
And with that, we're back, ladies and gentlemen, for the second hour of Halcyon City Defenders.
Brilliant
Children
start.
are running
Brilliant
in the
start.
street.
I
They're
love that.
screaming.
Timing.
Well, at least it weren't me this time, because whenever he says Mark and starts the call, I usually say Polo,
That's true.
just as it starts.
But that's because you're the nozzle of douches, AJ. That's
I know.
The nozzle of douches.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
So
I have no idea what that means, but it's probably
it,
true.
It means you're a douche nozzle.
What's that?
It's a swear.
I don't think it's something nice.
You don't?
No.
But it sounds like nuzzle, as in snuggling.
Yeah, but it's the douche part. But don't tell him I said so.
The lasers hit you and
But
you
the
die.
douche,
Roll on your carrots.
but the douche is the guy. And he's actually controlling that guy, so he should be the douche.
All right. Enough speculations on the subtleties of douchedom. We have superheroics to do. Damn you. We have superheroics to do. All right.
But you
We
started
had
it
super heroics
yourself.
to douche.
So as the Death Knight unit aligns its lasers, targeting Diamond as she's free falling into the lower segments of the collapsing complex of the underground museum. The lasers are aligning, but before they shoot you and inflict you with a hit, I want to give a recognition to White Sparrow, who was running out to help you. So White Sparrow, as you emerge from the museum's facade and like look over the car park, you see multiple burning car wrecks. One of them is has exploded and like rocketed up into the air and is coming down in that blazing heap of slag.
And you get hit by a table.
Yeah, and as you do so, like a burning table shoots through the air and hits you.
That's how you cock block Sparrow. Burning table to the face.
We know what happens when we have the religious issue of this comic book where we see you in limbo. It's just you being hit with burning tables again and again.
I'm gonna have to do this or I'll never forgive myself. Basically what happens is that we see a burning table and then the burning table breaks in the middle as Mick Foley hits it, with Edge following it.
Stop. We already had a tree wrestling a giant sky tentacle earlier in this show. Okay, so you see like this like giant fireball descend from the sky, and then just as the flying war mech is lining up a shot on Diamond, and she seems ready to get out of the way, suddenly the ground gives way under her, and you have that split second where you're like, okay, she's gonna get hit. Do you want to do something? And if so, what?
So Diamond's going to get hit, yes?
Yes.
Just to be sure.
Defend her.
Well, it's all. I mean, I made Sparrow to be good at defending, so maybe I should defend her.
You could do that.
Yeah, I think we see Sparrow running out, almost tripping over something, seeing Diamond, and then actually doing her touching the ground thing.
Mm-hmm.
And what should we make? And you know what? Diamond is surrounded by a giant glowing apple.
Nice. Okay. Roll to defend.
I like this fact that you're basically using an apple to defend against the android.
Nice. So the laser centering on you, we see this like this 2D imagery where everything is painted in silhouettes. The background is this muted violet as the night skylight we can be seen in the background, and then the lasers are the single thing in actual color on the page. Like these reddish crisscrossing lines shooting towards you, and the silhouette of the ground giving away as you're free falling. And then suddenly a glowing white apple appears around you, and the lasers hit it, creating like little ripples as if hitting water. And disperse.
Apple is not compatible with other products.
Yeah, the droid was like, error, does not recognize. Just running on Windows OS.
Yeah. Well, if it's right, I'm using that. It just made an opening.
On the inside, we get
Running on Windows.
we get like the robot's point of view where it comes out like, error. This product may not be compatible with Apple products. Continuing this process will forfeit your guarantee or your warranty.
Yeah.
Forfeit your warranty, and then basically that's, as I said, that you see.
We've won.
No, but here's the thing. It has just said it ran on Windows OS. That means it's open to hacking. I'm gonna hack it to pieces.
Interesting. So can you hack from a distance, or do you need to hard?
No, hack it to pieces.
Hack it to pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, not as in computer hacking.
Okay, I just wanted
As
to
in
check.
picking up something and hacking
No, I
into
get it. You're subscribing to the Quinn Talakalak school of hacking, which is also
Yes,
Jacker
yes.
hacking. I get you.
Yes, you're smacking things upside the head with the remnants of 2 cars.
Absolutely. So we see you catch your footing basically in the collapsing tunnel, and you find the apple around you is fading, as the thing is charging again. It's beep 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 beep, and then preparing to shoot at you. And then you do what?
I grab the. Let's see. There is a tourist bus standing right next to me.
Of course there is.
I'm grabbing a hold on the tourist bus by the grill. I'm swinging it around, and I am killing this thing.
All right. Roll to directly engage this thing.
You can do it.
That's a hit.
All right. There we go. So, if you, I want to say that you could spend team, but you can't.
I can't, but I can do bull in a china shop.
You could, if you want to.
Not again.
Get hog wild.
Not again. No, I'm not going to. Not this time.
Hey!
You know it's great.
Look on the bright side. When she does that, she opens up 2 new plots for the world to build in.
You know
Yes.
you're embracing the essence of your playbook when you being like, I want to invoke this aspect of my character elicits cries of, oh dear God, no! From your party members.
Yes. No,
Right.
I'm not going to this time. I am going to hit it, although I realize this means it's probably also going to hit me.
So
But
when you
that's as
directly
it-
engage this thing, you trade blows and you can pick one from this list of options.
Precisely. And
Which would you
this
like to pick?
options is on, was it moves
one.
1 or moves 2?
Yeah, moves 1.
Moves 1. Okay. Let's have a look. Come here. So I'm directly engaging a threat.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I am taking its primary weapon from it.
Very good. All right. So,
So I am hitting it so hard with this bus that the arm comes off it.
that's so cool. I like it. So you're basically you're smashing the chassis of this thing.
Yeah, I've torn its head off. Now I'm smashing its arm off. I'm taking it apart one piece at a time.
So here comes Diamond Disassembler.
Yes. Well, it does say on the bull that you're a one-person wrecking crew.
Yeah, I mean, you described yourself wearing a utility belt when first we saw you, so of course
yep.
taking
Here.
things apart
Here.
is a specialty of yours.
You are a walking demolition crew. Well, I'm proving it right now.
Yep. All right, so let's recognize that you did this. So you swing the bus around, you hit the thing. As you do so, you give it one swing and you miss. Then it lines up the shots on you, and and it sends this shot of laser against you. But as you do so, you use the momentum of the missed swing. Instead of being just, oh, I missed and lose your balance, you pivot on it and bring it around in an overhead downward smash. And as the lasers shoot towards you, cutting through the bus as you swing it, the bus just comes down and it clean cuts through its arms, breaking the entire phone, crushing it. So let's have you take a powerful blow, and I will mark these things.
And I do that by rolling 2d6, right?
Yeah, plus your conditions. So you can roll plus conditions on your character sheet.
Well, yes. The good thing there is I don't have any right now.
Delightful.
Yay!
There's a miss.
Ooh, hey, that's a potential, isn't it?
It is.
So mark potential, and tell us how you stand strong against the laser.
I'm not sure I do. what I imagine happening is actually quite specifically that it hits me with these lasers. It sends her cartwheeling head over heels, like literally flying through the air, hitting a group of dumpsters that she goes through the dumpsters, through the two car wrecks, old rusty car wrecks behind it, through the small dividing wall and into the wall of the building behind it. And as she sits there completely gassed and confused and definitely
a bit shocked, like
definitely yes, but what she sees before her eyes is what results in the condition. What she sees is flickering. It's not like her gaze goes hazy or anything. She sees code script. Think the green scrolling code from the Matrix.
Yeah, absolutely.
Except it's kind of flickering, like it's going out, or it's definitely trying to and she's sitting there going, what the hell is this? And that makes her insecure.
Oh, I don't think you even take a condition from this.
You don't.
Oh.
You weather the blow.
You want to roll low on.
So maybe we see the thing that you said, right? Like it happens as you describe it. But as this text like happens, it just kind of like it appears for a split second where you're like, wait, did I just see that? And then you're able to like pick yourself up and dust yourself off.
On a miss, you stand strong, mark potential as normal, and say how you weather the blow.
All right, I thought I would take a.
No, this is one thing you want to miss on.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one move that you want to miss. Except
yes, well, I did.
Sucker for drama.
I mean, I wanted to take insecure.
Right. Well, in the future. Problem. So you hit this thing.
Yes.
You like carve through its arms. You crush it. As we look back on it, we see like you, Sparrow. You look up at it. Nightshade from like down beneath where this like the section of the ceiling collapsed upon the explosion. You are now able to like look up above you and see this like hovering form of the now very battered war mech as the rocket boosters on its feet start sputtering and giving out, and it like starts losing altitude and like juddering in the air. Let's see, and then
it's been taking a pretty bad beating.
It has. It is done. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. So as it does so, the rocket booster sputter. It falls to the ground. It's basically like broken and beaten. It looks like a pressed can, right? Like it has like these wires sputtering and like leakages all over. And as we see like Diamond walk out of the dust of the remaining building, like brushing like banana peels and stuff from the container off. You're like, yeah.
Yep.
You approach the fallen form of this robot. And we see like through its perspective, we see like a lot of your young faces, and it zooms in. We see the little lens like gain focus. It turns in the chest of it, goes zzz, like acquiring focus, and the static on the screen. We see it re-identify you, and it's just like beep 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 beep. And it reads like second confirmation, target identified, and then it like identifies, like it locks on all of your faces. And then we see
two of us aren't there.
Yeah, not the two of you who are not there. It has seen you before, but we basically see like it brings up like a face shot from this fight of each of you from when it saw you, and we see like power low, systems failing, and then there's the Terminator as it goes out.
Yep.
So basically, it doesn't even know what Starlight can do, because the first time it saw her, she just lost her powers.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, basically.
So as it does the, and we have the CTV monitor turn out effect. We see that we've observed this from the inside of a control station in a darkened room. And a person is like turning around, like a technician is turning around in a swivel chair and speaking to the room behind him and says, We've lost. He says, "Ma'am, we've lost communication with the unit." Never mind. A voice reads from off panel. Never mind. Did we at least identify who the assailants were? Affirmative, ma'am. And he starts tapping on his keyboard and brings up a bunch of like images of all of you. First the face shots this thing got, and then a couple of like newspaper articles and like clips from local news stories. The subject is definitely identified as Weapon D, ma'am. The others seem to be a superhero group of not much repute called the Defenders, if I am reading this correctly. I see. The Defenders, is it? Inform all points. Weapon D is located in Halcyon City. Converge on that location. We will see what happens to Weapon D and her precious defenders. And we cut back to you guys.
So, question.
Yep.
Did that disembodied head that I was fighting, did it actually see me without my mask on?
Do you want it to?
Sure.
Yep, it totally did.
Right.
And maybe we linger on that. Like there is a, like we don't like. It's not like it's being painted obviously, but the savvy reader of this, like someone will post on the message board of like Halcyon City Defenders after this issue comes out, being like, "Did you notice on page 49 that Nightshade is unmasked on the like in the background on the monitor? This must mean something. This is clearly left in by the author to suggest like that kind of spiel goes on. So it's just like a little Easter egg." Alluding to the fact that you were noticed without your mask. All right. So we next panel, like we flip the page, we're back to you guys. Post this little foreshadowing, and you're in the ruins of the car park next to the ruins of the center hall, the center gallery of the Dr. Sheila Supreme Museum of the Arts. A bunch of sirens are blaring as the long arm of the law is arriving to like take care of the situation, and you're standing over the smoldering remains of this war droid. What do you do? I'll say for like for sake of completeness that Starlight and Vigil are like returning to you in short order, so we can have like an all-inclusive moment here, and no one needs to feel like left out unless they want to.
Good idea.
Can we have Lightwing return in the background as well?
Absolutely,
having escorted the guy to somewhere safe.
Absolutely, we can.
I imagine Starlight limping slightly, looking at the pieces of the house because now the dust has settled.
Yeah.
He just makes a low remark of, "I think the museum died."
Well,
Yeah.
Diamond.
Nightshade sees you limping and is like, "Are you okay?" Because I had no idea what went on. Your leg, are you okay?
She looks like she's in some kind of haze.
I really, 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 really hate that woman.
Yeah, you seemed like you knew who it was.
Oh, I know who this was. Okay, guys. The last thing you want is to be seen with me right now. So if you don't...
Finn is probably like just straight up interrupting. Like he was like when coming out, he was kind of like okay. He was looking concerned for Starlight, but when he was rejoining the group, he was kind of during the first like sentences, he was like kind of not brooding, but you know, very like
looking like you're sulking a bit.
Yeah, he was looking visibly angry. He would be probably drawn like a little bit darker in the comic book.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's like when Diamond is like you really don't want to know who this woman is. It's like he probably stops her before she starts the next sentence. He like comes face to face with Diamond and like, maybe you should enlighten us then.
I'd be more than happy to, but could we do it someplace else?
I don't know. Can you do it someplace else?
I suggest back at the mall. It's abandoned, no CCTV. This thing said, identified. We don't want to be standing right here.
You guys go ahead. I'll fly behind to see if we're followed.
Basically, I was going to go through the sewers.
In that case, I'm going to fly and keep an eye above ground.
You do that. And Finn, I'll be more than happy to tell you. Just not here.
Right? Is that good enough for you, Finn?
He looks around like how many people are like in like immediate vicinity.
You can so imagine that you can see like the contours of around the corner of the overall structure of the museum. You can like see the model of people who have escaped the building being corralled by police officers as the cars are like screeching to a halt and personnel are like wheeling out and assessing the situation and helping people.
He probably wants to say something, but like grit his teeth, look around, like looks her in the eye, like, fine, I'll see you there, and he just like boom zooms off from there, just like
She hops down into the hole that was made in the ground and goes through the sewers.
Right. And
How about you, Starlight?
For the sake of Nightshade's modesty, we can like just cut to Nightshade adjusting his armor as he's been his suit as he's been putting it back on again.
Clipping his belt buckle.
You know, I think Sparrow transforms into a horse and says, "What about you, Starlight? Need a lift?"
Yeah. She limps over and climbs up.
Does the horse fly through the air?
Yes, it's definitely a Pegasus by now.
Oh my god, it's just like, oh, she's gonna ride me. No, don't fly, don't fly!
If it's just a white horse flying through the air, it's Binky.
No, if you're riding through the air like this, like in the background, in very small font, because whoever did this was very guilty about it and didn't want the editor to notice, but the lyrics to like "Always Wanna Be With You" is like written.
I think, you know, once Starlight has climbed aboard, the horse suddenly sprouts wings and becomes a Pegasus, and then it flies off.
It's just like, oh, you're gonna ride, and then the wings flies out on the sides, and she just, what are you planning?
Though I think she would check in with Nightshade before she left, just to see if he was also alright.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Can you make it there on your own?
He kind of like flexes his fingers a little bit and looks at himself. He's like, yeah, I think I'll be able to make it there.
Alright, see you there.
Okay, so cut forward to you guys arriving in your shitty rundown mall.
Yes, the Richard M. Nixon Mall of Halcyon City.
And I think
shitty and rundown is the word.
Yep. Right. So we see the lot of you arriving or like already being present. And what's the situation here? Just describe to us what we see and like what the team is looking like, what you're saying, what you're talking about. Like, what's the mood we come in on?
Somber, I guess.
Possibly somewhat aggressive, depending on vigil.
Paint me a wide panel of this situation.
Yeah, I suppose the vigil would be sitting there already because he just zoomed off first, but he would be sitting there when everybody else arrived, like sitting on like a rock, like this, you know, classic, like, you know, like arms on his quads, you know, and look sitting in half shadow or something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Looking. I definitely think like in the wide shot we see Nightshade on his cell phone, being like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Stop worrying." Talking to his parents because they just recently found out.
Yeah, and
Oh,
the
right.
speech bubble coming out of the phone is like there is a speech bubble coming out of it, but the inside of the speech bubble is just like this like angry swirl of like black like a single black line just
Yeah.
And basically, the sound that comes from it is the Peanuts adults.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, 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 wah. All right. Well, I guess we all arrived then.
yeah. This is like
Time for
I-
Drama Llama.
yeah, paint a picture of like you having arrived, what the situation looks like, and then just go into it.
Well, there are a couple of battered, but clean and dry couches there,
Mhm.
and there's a fridge and some basic necessities, but that's about the length and breadth of it. And Finn is undoubtedly the first person there. He has the speed with which to do it. When I think, in point of fact, I think that Diamond may be the last person to get there because she's quite frankly not familiar with the layout of the
sewer.
And she has to make her way back slowly, but she does get there.
There's like a bunch of like iron gratings and like places where there's like an actual like steel door in the sewer, like, made of bars, and like all of them has been ripped open or like torn off their hinges, just like following you throughout the sewer because you don't know where you're going.
Actually, I think if you in most sewers there are actually street signs on the walls, but
major
it's still
metropolitan at least.
Yes, but it's still a hell of a you can't use landmarks. So what she's doing is she's using the GPS in the cell phone in her head to try to navigate back. But I imagine that seeing as she's underground, it's not completely faultless. So at times it's like basically the effect of this is Gen 1 Google Maps.
Delightful.
I just imagine it going, make U-turn when possible. Turn left now. You have arrived at your destination. And she's just like, what?
So to cut at the core of the situation, you arrive last and smelling of refuse.
Yeah, probably. Well, she drops she would drop her t-shirt outside before she goes in, and basically empty most of a rain barrel over her head, and then head inside. And no, she's not naked on the upper body. She's wearing a sports top.
So like just like the one or two panels dedicated to you like washing yourself down, is there a kind of connotation to that? Is it like the shots where we see you mentally preparing yourself for the conversation?
She looks defeated is the word.
Something caught up with you that you had hoped wouldn't.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, so you enter into the scene and take it away, guys. What's up?
So I suppose once everybody would just like go into the room, Finn would probably get up. He would get up and like look at Diamond, like seemingly ignoring anybody else, like just focusing on Diamond, and be like, "Well, that's quiet enough. That's solid enough."
Oh yeah. What do you want to know?
God, this ruined.
What do you want to know?
Well, I don't know. To start, what the hell was that?
That was, by its own admission, a death knight. I've never seen one of those before.
But
I have absolutely...
It seems to know you.
Yes, and it referred to me as Weapon D, so I know perfectly well who sent it.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that D does not mean that you were recently part of the Defenders, I assume.
No, it means that
Oh.
I am the 4th attempt. The 3 first didn't make it. And I did. And then I left. Because I wasn't willing to be the weapon that was going to start a civil war in the United States. So I left.
Well, then one thing begs the question: why didn't you tell us before? Why? Like, at least we could have been ready to be targeted by the thing. I'm not
Because
even touching
because-
about your just how
because
much
I-
of a mess you made.
Because I didn't know that this thing existed. I have never seen one of them before. The weapons I saw were conventional. They were tanks. They were men with rocket-propelled grenades. They were artillery, and they were people with high caliber, admittedly, but hand rifles, shoulder arms, rifles. That's what I had
Those are
seen.
dangerous too.
So
Very.
I want to put something on you here. So as you think on this, right? As you remember, you look back, a thought occurs to you, like just like a unwelcome memory in the back of your mind, where you and it's not like you suddenly realize, right? Like you know this to be true, that when you were at the facility and the memories you have of the facility is very much like you were on like one of the like you were deep down somewhere underground.
Yeah.
But you were also painfully aware of that there were multiple levels below you that you didn't have access to.
Exactly.
And like that knowledge combined with what you saw today is like this little cocktail of, oh yeah, this makes way too much sense, and it's
absolutely.
it's not a welcome revelation, right? It's just
No,
this, like,
but it's as I said, I know perfectly well who sent this thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's simply a matter of her not having seen one before.
Exactly, right. That's what I'm hinting at. Also, I want to put something on you that you very like. I want you to continue this conversation, but what you're doing here to me is sharing vulnerability and weakness
Yes.
with your group. This is your team move, so give however many of, like, if you want to give it just to Vigil because he's the one interrogating you here, that's fine. If you want to give to everyone because you want to, like, that you're turning to everyone and involving everyone, you may
No,
give
I'm
everyone
giving-
you want influence, and then
I'm
get
giving
hold.
influence to Vigil. He's
Alright.
the one talking.
Already have it.
All right, so that means that you can change her labels. And like you can change them at the end of the conversation if that's what you want. But Diamond,
I
you
was
give-
probably steering to shifting labels too, so it's
yeah. But write down somewhere on your character sheet that you have 2 hold over Vigil now that you can spend as though they were team to help him out.
Oh.
So even when your team is nil, you can still help Vigil.
Where do I write that?
Somewhere that you can like remember it.
Passive moves. Hold.
And so I think while this conversation is going on, Nightshade has just kind of been hovering close by.
Yeah.
Just in case things get physical.
Mhm.
Because he doesn't want the team fighting each
Well,
other.
makes sense, and Temper seems to be running at an elevated posture. So
Not
Mm.
for Diamond. She's not aggressive.
cool. So yeah, but by all means, I didn't mean to put a stop to the conversation, just to interject. So keep going, if you have more to say.
I honestly have not seen one of those things before.
But even us knowing that you are chased by a group, an entity that has a funding to, I assume, breed superheroes or entities on the superhero level would be. Why didn't you tell us?
I did say that I was on the run. Not
Yeah, but I thought you were on the run, I don't know, from... I don't know, you steal something, you I don't know, you were on the run from your family. I don't know, you just didn't want to be fine. I didn't know you would like. It would be used to know that you were on the run from an army.
So, Finn.
Not an army, the army.
Nice, very nice. Finn, are you trying to take advantage of your influence over Diamond to inflict her with guilty or something?
Yeah, sure. I suppose he's like, with all he's doing, he's trying to make her feel guilty for the entire situation.
All right. So that in your case would probably be like,
well,
yeah,
provoke. I think.
I think it could be provoke, but it could also be just taking advantage of your influence. Because you,
I don't know,
you have it.
Because now it's kind of question if like how susceptible to this is Diamond, because if,
Not at all. She does not feel guilty in the slightest for what
so
happened
that
back
then
then.
you'd have to be provoke, because like I feel provoke is slightly more, forced.
So here's what I'm gonna throw at you here. If you want to provoke her, it's because you want to elicit a specific action of her, not necessarily a frame of mind. But you want, like, I want you to do a thing, therefore I'm provoking you to do the thing. If you take advantage of your influence, you can inflict conditions. And, it's just a matter of determining if the words get to Diamond. But it's a question of what you want, right? If your objective here is to be like, I want Diamond to do a thing, then it's provoke. If it's, I want Diamond to feel a thing, then we're in influency territory.
Then yeah, who do definitely at this stage it would be like feel a thing.
All right.
All right.
So take advantage of your influence. So the question then becomes that just automatically happens. You surrender the influence you hold over her and inflict a condition. When he
Does
takes.
that mean he can't? Does that mean he can't change my?
No, that would
labels?
have happened. That happens automatically the moment it happened. We're just prolonging it.
Sure.
I actually shouldn't. We should adjust your labels immediately. Let's do that now so we don't forget. What do you want to change her labels to before we move on to this?
I think he would shift her danger up, but danger is already on max.
Maxed. You could change freak up because
Yeah, I think he would shift the freak up and
Mundane down.
yeah.
Holy smokes. Okay, yes,
Yeah.
that she is just about the most dangerous freak in all of Halcyon City now.
Very cool. Very cool. So
3 in both.
that happens, and then you try to inflict guilty. So Diamond, he's trying to Vigil is trying to influence you and tell you who you are and how the world works. Do you accept what he says, or do you reject his influence?
No, she does not. I'm personally out of character. I'm tempted to just take it, but she genuinely does not feel guilty for what happened there. The thing would the destruction was begun and inflicted primarily by others. She tried to defend people.
All right, cool. So in that case, roll roll to resist. That's just 2d6.
Okay.
And if you have a condition marked, is there a button in your character sheets to reject influence? Because there's there's a condition in the game that makes it harder for you to reject influence.
There is just flat 2d6, but you can apply that thing.
Yeah, but I don't have
Yeah,
that.
flat 2d6, reject someone's influence, custom rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
It's a hit.
It's a hit.
All right. So let's see what's up with that.
You bitch slap him in the face.
On a hit, you successfully hold to yourself and tune them out. On a 10, choose 2. On a 7 to 9, choose 1. So you manage to tune him out, and you can pick one from the list of options. It's on moves 2. under influence in the bottom.
Moves 2. Let's have a look. Under influence at the bottom.
Yeah, when you reject
someone's influence.
pick one.
Clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. Shift one label up and one down. Cancel their influence and take +1 forward. Okay. I am going to clear a condition and mark potential.
It's or.
No, it's
do either.
clear condition or.
Okay,
mark
then
potential.
then she marks potential.
All right.
Then she marks potential by.
What will you do to immediately prove him wrong?
I will look at him and say, the thing that began this whole thing had nothing to do with the robot. It had to do with the shadow monster that came at us. Once the shadow monster had been defeated, when it had started to tear the building apart, and I had fought it out back, I tried to get it away. It still lashed out at the building. Once we had defeated that, then that thing landed. I had already done everything I could to protect those people. I have no reason to feel ashamed of this.
All right, let's see. This is one of my weak points, so I'm just gonna have to quickly consult the text, see if this is sufficient, or if I'm gonna need you to go all out.
What?
Well, she's pointing to facts.
Yeah, you are. But facts and feelings, you know.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. I hate to say it, I am really with you on that, because the whole thing of facts not really having impacts on feelings is, kind of part of the everyday battle.
Yep.
But you did kind of prove him wrong.
You can reject their influence anytime they try to affect you, and you resist when they do this. But you need to take some action in the fiction to show your rejection. Throw water in their face, argue with them, stay quiet, unresponsive.
She's arguing back.
That absolutely. I'll take that. This is so you engage with him on this, right? You're being like,
Yes,
hey, no, I'm not taking that.
I'm definitely not taking that.
All right, cool. So mark your potential and Vigil, you bring to bear what you consider like a series of important points, and Diamond's response is to bite back at you. What's up with that? And the rest of you two, of course, feel free to interject at any
Yes,
time.
please.
Oh.
Don't make this a two-person race.
The way I see it, someone was on the run from someone bad, and we're the defenders, so we help defend them. It's not much different, and Diamond did help defeat the Shadow Monster and the weird Death Knight? That sounds like something out of a video game, to be honest.
Does, doesn't it? Also, Sparrow?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, you might go about it a little destructively, but you're trying to defend and protect people, and that's just right.
He just Finn is not convinced. He's like defending people, but got them collapsing building on them.
I didn't.
Well, you threw them. You threw the thing into the building
after it had already torn the foundations out. It lashed out with black tendrils and tore the foundations to pieces. The building was already coming down when I threw it back in there. I didn't have a choice. It was either that I could have stood outside and watched the building collapse on all of you and on all of those people, and it would have won, or I could have attacked it and tried to take it down. I chose the latter while trying to make it so that the rest of you could get people out to safety. Nobody got hurt.
Yeah, teamwork.
He's just like, no, really, nobody got hurt. Probably, like He like points at the
Starlight
like
limping.
he put like Starlight limping. The literal roof fell on one of our teammates. Nightshade on the other hand, for some reason liquefied. He doesn't know that this was actually Nightshade's fault Nightshade literally got squished into liquid.
And that's somehow my fault too. Okay, I see.
And
wow.
The bottom line of this entire thing is that you, and he literally like at this point poking a finger into like the shoulder or something, you lack discipline. You lack the teamwork. You run off on your own without any tactic, without any strategy, without even assessing the situation.
I had plenty of strategy, which was consistently to try to get these things away from civilians. That was my complete and entire plan all along. The shadow monster went back inside after I threw it out. Specifically, I threw it outside to get it away from people.
This is not how we operate.
Cool.
So as Vigil starts like
there and fought it inside the building in front of all these people where they could have been harmed?
No, you should have worked with us, with the rest of us.
Nice.
No, by throwing yourself out on your very own without any support.
Closer to both of them now.
Yeah.
Like they are. I imagine they are at this point like nose to nose.
Yeah, just shouting at like centimeters distance. Like both of your faces painted in a very tiny panel.
I want to assist Nightshade in getting in between them.
Yeah, hell yeah. Tell us about this. Tell us about you breaking up this argument. And also, I want to acknowledge the argument is going on still. So I want to ask both you, Diamond, and you, Vigil, if you want to like provoke each other here or do something like if you want to.
Actually, I have something I want to do, and I'm doing it right now. I am switching my rival to Vigil.
Nice.
Because, fortunately, there is such a thing with the Bull's Heart that I can do this at any time, and Vigil is now my rival with the enabler, role.
Nice. I like it. So this like biting back and forth, this shouting match is like elevating him to someone of importance in your world. How exactly that importance works is up to you.
It works in the way that she genuinely thought this guy was, had some potential. And then he is standing here rambling about teamwork and speaking to Diamond like she somehow failed when not a single civilian was injured, when the harm done to anyone in the team was minimal, and when, quite frankly, all that was lost was a bunch of modernistic art that nobody could fucking tell what was off anyway.
That's very cool.
It was a red background with blue dot.
I want to acknowledge one point here in what he's like throwing at you, because I think that's the crux of the provocation he's making. That is when he said like Starlight got injured, and we acknowledge in the fiction that Starlight got injured because of your selfishly spending the team and crashing the roof on her. So at that provocation, I want to ask if you're receptive to it, because it sounds like you would be, but I won't tell you are. And B, what is your intention with like throwing this out and at her, Vigil? And then we'll turn it around and ask you what you're doing, Diamond, as they're breaking you up.
I don't think she would, right now. I would say she's not receptive right now. She is absolutely convinced of her own innocence in this.
All right, let's see if what is your mission objective here, Vigil? What are you doing? Are you provoking her, trying to seize influence over her again and be like, no, you pay attention, and although and try to like harm her on her high ground?
Basically he's trying to take a moral high ground on this, and probably either make her slip or make her angry, something like that, just to lose the composure.
All right. So let's see.
But you don't want her angry.
Yeah. So you want to provoke her to like lash out and be angry. You can definitely try to provoke her to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So roll
yeah,
plus superior.
Yeah, I'll fail because I'm rolling at -2.
Jeez.
All right.
Yay!
So I'm gonna turn the move back on you and remind you that you feel guilty about how you led this team, and as you stand here spewing vitriol, it dawns on you that you're compensating.
Can
Like
I
you're
add to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Because
I think
basically
the
what
thing,
she does.
yeah, go on.
Sorry. What she does when basically he is stumbling through his accusations, which doesn't really have much impact on her. Instead of poking him back or keeping her nose 10 centimeters or 5 centimeters from his, she stands back up straight. She folds her arms over her chest. She looks at him coldly and she says, "And you call yourself a leader?"
Sweet. So, do you have influence over?
Yes, I
over
do.
Vigil? All right.
Yes, I do.
So in that case, I'm not gonna give you I could give you influence. I think it's actually pretty valid to give you influence. So yeah, I think that's the obvious outcome of this.
So I get influence. Well, then I have double influence. That is.
Yeah, that means you have.
That means you can change his labels.
Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, for you, Vigil, what happens is you realize that you're deflecting. Like you're being like, no, you needed to play more with the team and so on, and like as you're saying this and as she has the reaction she has, like although you have the voice in the back of your head all throughout this, but like it gets louder and louder as the conversation progresses, and you realize this is about you. It's not about her. This is about you not taking charge of the situation. You weren't the point man you were meant to be, and your team got hurt because you didn't properly lead your team in battle. And yeah, and she like hits the nail on the head when she says that. So though you may want it or not, she takes influence over you by like making that point, and because you already have influence, you get to adjust his labels. 1 up, 1 down.
Yeah, 1 up, 1 down. That means his let me see. His superior is already as low as it can go. Is that right?
No, it could go at -3.
Okay, then it goes down to -3.
-1.
Yeah, well, it
I'm on
gets
0. It goes 1 down.
okay. Oh, I thought it was at minus already. No problem. It goes to -1, and that goes down, and your freak goes up.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. And then what does it look like when the two of you like get between them?
Do you want to start, Nightshade?
I wasn't really getting in between them. I was just scooting closer to them, hovering closer in case it became.
Oh, right.
So what does it look like?
In that
when
case,
the
I
Starlight
want
gets
to get between them.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
So I think as Nightshade moves closer, we see Sparrow, and she moves closer. Then she kind of shrinks into, I don't know, a flea, and then pops up between them, and with an arm on each of them, or a hand on each of them, pushes them physically apart. Which I'm guessing means she'll be pushing Vigil away from Diamond, because I imagine Diamond is quite immovable.
Yeah.
To be fair, they are both quite immovable, but
Yeah.
And I think
this wouldn't have had an effect.
Yeah, but
Actually,
Vigil is deflated, so it's slightly deflated. So
I think
let me
to
add
add
something here. Let me add
insult to
something.
injury.
I'm gonna add something here.
I want to add something.
I know you do, but let me just add a little detail here. We're aware of Sparrow being like a very lithe person, right, and like being very small in comparison to these other imposing individuals. The modern knight and the crush robots with her bare fists lady. But as you stand up there and like push towards them, and we might expect that Diamond doesn't like take a step back. We remember that you are actually super strong, and your tiny frail girl body is like, get out of here. Just like extend your arms to their full length, and both of them have to take a step back.
Sure, absolutely, no problem with that.
And now you may add your detail.
And she looks at Vigil and says, "Gee, Vigil, Way to sound like the older vigils.
Oh,
Oh, that's a low blow.
Oh my god.
Wait! I need to get my aloe. I'm sorry for that burn.
Oy, 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 oy.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was
my
bad.
burn cream.
That was vicious.
No, let's find the fire extinguisher. He's still burning.
We don't need no water like that.
This is definitely a moment. Sizzle.
We can cook bacon on him now. Say it again. I want bacon.
Bacon.
Again.
Sixth commandment of baconology. Even pigs like bacon. Fact.
Yeah,
And
but
so-
you can eat it, the poor things.
I think as
Go on.
Sparrow does that and pushes them away from each other, Nightshade, who's been like quiet up to this point, finally speaks up and says, "You know, you both are right. You know, Diamond, your heart's in the right place. You're strong. You protected people, but destroying a building, probably not the best move. Vigil, yes, we do need discipline. You're going to have to provide that. We're going to have to train together. We're going to have to do something. We can't go in half-cocked every time."
That sounds like you. If you want to like, I should ask: is there are you in contention with this? Does any of you what's your reaction? Because this could sound like Nightshade wants to to force a reaction from you, but I want to know what your initial reaction is.
Her Diamond's reaction is to once again fold her arms over her chest, and her eyes are shooting daggers at him.
Nice.
At whom?
At Nightshade.
Okay. You know what? I think it's time for Vigil to make his exit, which I'm going to do. Bye. I'm going to attempt. Well, not attempt. I'm going to clear my afraid, and I'm going to just exit the situation, run away from the situation, and he'll be like, push past the people, and be like, I never asked to be your leader anyway. And he just exits.
Nice. Oh, I dig that so much. So
Just-
yeah,
So he's running away from the problems.
Nightshade
Good boy.
steps up and flexes his character's ugly truth skill, and as he does so, you flee in terror. That is cool. Avoid that responsibility. I dig it.
It's more of a reaction not only to Nightshade but to and both Sparrow's burn and the
The entire situation became too much.
And Diamond's telling me that she thought she was a leader or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, nope, I never asked for any of this, to be your leader, to be anything. You can have that. You can have it.
A lot of hard balls being thrown.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm taking my ball and going home.
Cool.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
And he and on his way out, he smashes the door so hard that they fell off their hinges, probably.
Yeah, so it's just like this.
That doesn't take much in this place.
So
No, those are revolving doors.
It's the wide shot of the room, right, where you're like, screw you guys, I don't need this. I never asked to be your leader. And then it's like this zoom as he just crashes out through the door. And I heard the voice of you, Nightshade.
Also, just for flavor, he probably shoulder checks Diamond on the way out.
Yeah, like the little
High-speed
ruthless gesture.
shoulder check.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, I was going to angle for my drives. I told them my true feelings for them,
Jesus
and to
Christ,
try
you
and
have
stop a
drives
fight with
now.
a calm word.
You have drives. Why have we should have acknowledged those when it started out earlier. I'm so bad.
That's true. We should have.
Tell me about your drives before we go any further.
All right. The 4 that I chose were make out with a teammate, tell someone your true feelings for them,
Yeah.
kiss someone dangerous,
Yeah.
and stop a fight with calm words.
Oh. Yeah, okay. You I think you should have a shot at stopping this fight with your calming words, because that's definitely angling for your drive. So let's acknowledge in the fiction that Nightshade is trying to get the two of you to settle down, and let's have you try and provoke them.
I'll say he can. I'm going to let him with Diamond. If he wants to calm her down, she's not going to struggle. She's going to let him calm her down.
Okay.
So we
But,
need to
but
see.
he still has someone racing out the door.
Yeah, we need to see if you can prevent the exit of Vigil
Yep.
and like make him chill his shit.
All right, and I have influence over Vigil.
Yeah, you do.
Yep.
So that's a 7.
So I'm going to spend it to gain a +1 on my move against him.
That is you automatically
You don't
gain
have.
+1.
Yeah, you don't have to spend it.
Oh, okay. You don't have to spend it. Okay.
But what you can do is you can. I think you can. Can you spend it to get more? I don't think so.
You can spend it to
let's see.
give somebody -2, I think, but
Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, I can take an additional +1 on a move targeting them if I spend it.
That's true. So what you can do now is you can make the roll with +1, and if you are in a situation
Okay,
where
so-
you're like, if I need one more, I could totally do it.
Okay.
Get one more.
Yeah,
and
so
you
that
spend
should be a 7 then instead of a 6.
but you can do it after the roll,
Yeah, it says after the roll.
so you can decide.
So is that so? Are you spending your influence to bump it to 7, or is it just factoring in your influence?
It should be a 7 factoring in my influence.
All right, cool. So you succeed at provoking him, which means that you can give Vigil a choice. I need to get the right one open. There we go.
Yep.
So you can pick one option here. You can offer Finn that if he does what you say, he will add a team to the pool, or that if he does what you say, he gets to. If he doesn't do what you say, he needs to mark another condition. Are you gonna use the carrot or the stick?
We're gonna add team to the pool
All right.
because, like he was saying, we need to better train with each other to get a better grasp of our abilities and how we interact with each other.
All right. So if you take this, if you accept the calming words of Nightshade and like don't run out, but just like stop the fight and calm yourself, you don't have to like be happy about it. You just need to chill. Then you can add a team to the pool. How do you feel about that, Vigil? Are you gonna do it?
I suppose in any of those other circumstances, maybe, but this, I think the burns were just too hard.
Nice.
This just, you know.
By the way, I have. Oh, sorry. Please, Aya, you first.
As he's calling after the offended Finn, Starlight, limps over to Diamond and puts a hand on her arm with a, "Don't worry, you might have taken down a building. I took down a city block. It's okay."
She actually chuckles.
Sweet.
I have updated views on 3 out of 4 teammates.
Nice. So tell me about the thing you're doing here, Starlight. Are you just being
Comforting her.
Are you comforting and supporting? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Cool. So do you feel you gave a chuckle, but do you feel comforted and supported, Starlight? Not Starlight, Diamond.
Diamond.
Star Diamond.
I think she's
They
defensive.
fuse.
I think she's defensive right now. Yeah, actually, I think she's gonna let Starlight in specifically because it's Starlight.
All right, let's see if so. Just we know that you're receptive to this. Starlight,
Yeah,
give
yeah,
us
yeah.
a comfort and support test.
No! But
She
that's
doesn't
my
have any-
gain!
Yeah, but she doesn't have any conditions to clear. Let's put it that way.
No, but I still have -4 to do it.
That's pretty bad.
Damn it. But I
Did
do
you at least have
have
influence over
Yeah.
her?
I do at least have
Yeah, it should be
influence, so
7.
that is a 7.
All right, nice. So you bump it up. So in your situation, you can, by comforting and supporting them, on a hit they hear you. They mark potential or clear a condition or shift labels if they open up to you. So the question becomes: are you gonna open up now that you're
Yeah,
being supported?
I'm definitely letting, as I said, specifically because it's Starlight. um, Diamond goes away and Jewel takes over.
That makes sense. So tell us about how you open up to them. And you, AJ, you need to like pay attention here and tell me if once Joan has said her piece, if you feel that Diamond has opened up. If not, then she needs to do more or it doesn't work.
All right.
Well, first and foremost, she puts her arm around Starlight's shoulder, and just gives her a really friendly squeeze, and she smiles crookedly.
Ow. Three
yeah.
vertebrae went in the back.
Not that hard. I said friendly, not destructive.
But you're a bull.
She gives her a squeeze and smiles and says, that woman wanted me to be a weapon. That I was told every day that's what I was. That I was just a weapon. Thank you for making me feel like a person.
Oh.
Do you feel like she opened up to you?
Yeah.
All right.
I think the only comment to that is you might be Diamond outside, but you're jelly inside.
Oh.
The irony
And then
of
she
that
just
statement.
grins. She just grins widely with a, yeah, I like you too, Diamond.
Okay, sweet. I'll definitely accept that. Yeah, Diamond, why don't you either mark potential, clear a condition, or shift your labels?
I'll mark potential.
All right, cool.
I have no conditions to clear, and I really don't want to change my labels around because, quite frankly, I think they're pretty perfect where they are now.
Well, that remains to be seen.
I know they're not, but it's perfect for how I saw the character when I began.
That makes sense to me.
Well, you're welcome on the potential.
So, as this
yes.
is happening, as you're like having this exchange, and everything like seems to be like the mood is picking up a bit, just a bit.
I want to contribute to the mood picking up.
Contribute.
I think Sparrow will also put a hand on Diamond's shoulder and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
I know you didn't take that building down, but Mitchell had one point. Why don't the three of us practice together? Because I'm really good at protecting people, and you two are really good at hurting stuff. If we work together, you two could let loose."
That is an excellent suggestion. I am all for that.
One thing about that,
Yeah?
I can't use my powers anymore.
What?
What?
Not at all.
Really?
Yep.
Whoa.
I can't even feel them.
Well, first and foremost, we don't know if that's a permanent thing.
I hope it is. And then she turns around and goes to sit on the sofa again.
Yeah. And Diamond looks after her and says, "I know." And considering how you have felt about that, I hope for you that is the case. I'm simply saying, if it isn't the case, we don't know if it is, and if it isn't, and they do come back, then Sparrow has a really good point.
Yeah, just say that you could just see the exterior of hopeful fall into hopelessness. She remembered how hopeless she felt, and now it's just back just for another reason.
You don't know what you have until you lose it.
Okay.
It's just she doesn't want it back. And now there's but maybe it comes back and she's just like, oh fuck, no.
Well,
Because
So Diamond does that.
last time it manifested, she almost killed her mother.
Sweet.
What happens if it comes back full power again, because it has gotten stronger?
What are you saying? Not
Yep.
Starlight,
Let's hear it.
Nightshade.
As Diamond said, they might be back. Nightshade kind of glances toward her and says, "You really haven't said who they are."
The ones after me?
Yes.
It is a unit known as the Joint Unit for Metahuman Pacification, or JUMP for short. They are led by just about the vilest woman on the face of this good green earth. She's a colonel in the armed forces. Her name is Elizabeth Van Halen, and she runs an outfit somewhere out there. I have no idea where exactly. I just ran from it. Called Area 52, where they do Black Ops research.
Yeah.
And that includes me.
It is such a black site that you could pen a letter with it.
Mm-hmm. But yes, I was research, if you would. And Colonel Van Halen is... Let's just say that she doesn't like democracy very much.
As you say that, we see a ethereal-looking speech bubble appear out of nowhere in the room. It's like, speaking of not liking democracy, can you hear me?
Can we?
Yeah, you totally can. There's some kind of disembodied feminine-sounding voice in the room.
So Nightshade draws his sword and starts turning circles looking for whoever it is.
Can you hear me? This should work.
Sparrow steps in front of Starlight because she's depowered
Is
right
this
now.
a voice I recognize?
No, it's not.
It's
Sounds
not her.
It sounds distinctly. It sounds like distinctly warped, as though belonging to something without a body. And as it speaks, the displays of the arcade stations flare up.
Whoa. Whatever that is,
Can you
it made
hear
Street
me?
it made Street Fighter work again. Yes, we can hear you.
Good. You fools have no idea what you're doing.
Oh, it's one of those voices. Can we ignore it?
I'm in favor.
Deacon Graves is not to be trusted.
I think we kind of worked that out when suddenly out of nowhere one of those things landed.
You don't understand what you've done.
I'm sure we don't.
He's been playing you. If you don't believe me, go and see for yourself.
What?
I think she has selective hearing because I just said that we worked that out, I think, for ourselves as well, didn't we?
Well, there might be something on the television we should see.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I walk
Fine.
over.
I'm
and flip
pretty
on the
sure that they are
television.
blaming us for this. That would be classic, wouldn't it?
Yeah, what?
We're a little too calm through all of it.
The
Oh, yeah.
the
I
ethereal voice
sarcastically say-
seems to fade as the displays flicker,
Yeah.
and it vanishes with a "Go and see for yourself," and then it fades.
Over dramatic bitch.
Yep,
So-
I really don't want to go anywhere and see anything after that arrogant little shit spoke up. But let's see on the telly.
And
when
you do this,
say, I know what channel to turn to, and I turn to channel 6.
as you say this, let's go and check the telly. We cut sideways to the inside of a room somewhere we've not seen before. The room is adorned with like African fetishes and different esoteric looking baubles. And there's a bowl in the center of the room with little incense pins sticking out of it. and a hand with black nail polish hovered over it. And we see a door crack open in the background and a beam of light shine in, and we hear like, Monica? Did I hear voices? And she's like, no, sis, no, not. I was just losing concentration. Well, you keep trying. Losing concentration is better here than out there. Don't disappoint me now. And the door closes again. And we cut back to you.
Creeposaurus Maximus. Well, Channel 6.
All right, let's take a break here, and we'll see what's on the Channel 6 news once we come back from this break. So, see you then.